All right, let's have a talk. Let's have a dialogue. Let's talk about this trade right here that happened yesterday. Wait, first off, and before you get because this is going on Overtop Sports podcast. So I'm recording this on July 2nd. If I decide to get motivated, this video could come out July 2nd. If not, it's coming out July 3rd. Either way, happy birthday to the owner of the channel. Happy birthday, Pops. And then the third, happy anniversary to both my parents. But anyway, Shams reported yesterday, almost about 18 hours ago. Blockbuster trade. The Boston Celtics have agreed to trade Jaylen Brown to the Philadelphia 76ers for Paul George, 2 firsts, and 2 seconds. Now, I hope Shams put out what the quotes were. Here. In fact, here they are. Here the trades are here. The picks in particular. 2018 first round pick that could convert from a first to a swap that's more favorable to Boston. Which it'll have to be because this team should be making the playoffs this year. Bare minimum. 2031 unprotected Philadelphia first round pick, which I would like to have another dialogue with trading for picks that are essentially still in. Let's see, this 20. So this 23rd, this player is still in 8th grade, or going 8th grade, could be 7th grade. I'm thinking about probably a freshman because I'm thinking first year, 1 year of college. A freshman in high school. This player probably has not played any high school basketball. This player has not played basketball yet. A 28 second round most favorable of Golden State, Oklahoma, and Milwaukee. Okay. And then 2030 second round most favorable of Washington, Portland, and Phoenix. Whatever. So Clippers picks are still ours. Yeah, so that's another thing. Philadelphia somehow kept the Clippers picks. And we'll get to what the Clippers did or have been doing, but just know the Clippers ain't going to have any good picks either. Meaning Philadelphia kept their Clippers picks, which were supposed to be bad picks. I mean, bad, like, lottery, maybe earlier picks. And the Celtics only got Paul George and 2 firsts, 2 seconds. The only clear winner here is Philadelphia 76ers. And I say this because Paul George, no, you lost. Those picks, you're gonna go to Celtics team that's by this point will probably be rebuilding. And Jaylen's kind of in a win-lose situation. He won being he didn't get sent to purgatory. He's still on a playoff team, but lost as in I guess he won his own team, or at least won some respect. He's gonna get some respect in Philly, but at the same time, he didn't want to leave Boston. A reminder, if for people to know, Jaylen Brown did not request a trade. Jaylen Brown not once ever requested a trade. He's been a what's the word? There's a phrase I'm looking for, and I can't remember right now, but I'll say corporate for now, but that's not a word. He's been a Boston Celtics corporate guy up until the past 2 months. Which in this case, he's been in the league about 10-ish years. I forget how long he's been in the league. But for that long time, He's been I'll do what I'm told to do and go out and do it. And more recently, he's been going above and beyond. Earned him a contract a couple years ago. This year they gave him the keys. This year or this past season, Boston. I remember once Jason Tatum went down. This Boston Celtics team was supposed to be lottery. This was not supposed to be a good. They say, oh, it's just Jaylen. Well, just Jaylen got them to the playoffs, and just Jaylen was top 3 MVP candidates. And how does Boston repay him? They have him in trade talks with Giannis. Apparently, and I heard this from I say credible source, but I just watch Kenny Beecham all the time. Apparently, he wasn't even supposed that Giannis trade package, which would have been Jaylen and 2 first, could have been and probably should have been more, but Boston didn't want to give up a young player. So congratulations, you and I would like to go because I'm not doing that yet. If I go look at Boston's uh why? Okay, don't know why we're here, but whatever. Boston Celtics. I just want to look at the there it is roster. There's some they didn't want to give it this guy Hugo Gonzalez, who last year averaged 4 points, 3 rebounds, half an assist, 47% from the field. 20 years old from Spain. This is who Boston did not want to give up in a trade for Giannis. According to YouTube videos I watched. Could be wrong, but I watch Kenny Beecham. Again, unselfish plug. If you want basketball knowledge, go watch him. After you leave a like on this video, please. So, and in 5 games, let's see. So here's one. 25 minutes. He got 3 steals, 4 rebounds, and assists. 2 of 4 from 3. 4 of 7 from the field. Career high of 18. Career high rebounds at 16. 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. 19 point. I'm pretty sure those guys are from Spain. So regular season, like I said, 4 points. We did all that. Playoffs. He played 4 games in the playoffs. For those who can't see that, that says 0 points. So in the 4 games in the playoffs, 0 points. And it looks like he probably only shot 1 3 because only shot a 3 in one of those games. No 2-point field goals. Half a field goal attempt, and he missed the free throw. This is not nothing against you, because we don't know what you could be. That Boston could end up saying, "Oh no, we see this guy could be doing something crazy in practice," and say, "Yeah, this is gonna be the new guy." But right now, you're saying you didn't want to give it up for Giannis. Well, this got to update because he's not here anymore. Y'all don't want to get it up for Giannis. Insane to me. But enough about but now let's switch topic and talk about the 76ers. 76ers. So now you're looking at lineup of, and I saw this earlier, lineup of Maxey at the 1, VJ Edgecombe at the 2, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Dean Wade at the 4, and Embiid at the 5. That's a playoff team for that's a playoff team roster if you ask me. That's a bare minimum playoff team roster. But let me actually look at the rest of the roster. So I'm not out here looking stupid. See if it okay, it is updated. Think of from position. Wait, here you go. Even better. Depth. Yeah. Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, Dean Wade, Embiid. And you got some backups. Let's see, you in particular. You just got so they got a rookie, not a rookie backing him up. That's fine. Dominic Barlow, 6'9" power forward. Hey, gave that's what you want someone coming off the bench. 7 and 5. I'm okay with that coming off the bench. Center Adim Bona, 4 and 4. Considering who you're backing up, that's fine. Let's say Andre Drummond. There's only Andre Drummond still on this team. Doesn't say. If Andre Drummond's still on this team, that's a better backup center. He's shooting threes now, apparently. And all you need him to do is be a big body down there and get a rebound, which is what he can do still. I'm saying all this to say, 76ers are in a very good position. 76ers are definitely in win now mode, 100%. Now, does this push them over? I'll say this: it definitely pushes them over Boston. 76ers is definitely better team than Boston right now. I mean, they beat them in the playoffs last year. Granted, that was pretty much without a healthy Jason Tatum, but you lost who's probably your best, who could have been arguably your best player. It was 1A, 1B. But all I'm saying is Jason Tatum was never in MVP talks that I remember. Jaylen was. But enough about that. Actually, let's actually go back to even more. What else happened? I'm just gonna go straight down his Shams Twitter. Let's see. Marvin Bagley 1 year deal to the Nuggets. Wait, and his agents. Okay, that means nothing. But okay, a backup center for Giannis, but Marvin Bagley ain't been good since Duke. So it's interesting to see if he'll be better in Denver. Minnesota are trading Santi Adima to the Dallas Mavericks for AJ Johnson and protected third, protected 2030 first round pick, Warriors first round pick, and 2 for your seconds. Wait a minute, that's a deals also allows Greece to preserve 29 million trade exception and James Jackson Jr. Okay, I was about to say that's a lot. That's a lot, but whatever. Video, not watching the video. Gotta talk about that one. Tobias Harris agreed to 2 year, 31 million in San Antonio. I was talking to Pops about this yesterday, and he kind of explained it perfectly well. For people who don't know, a lot of times championship contender teams or championship teams in general, they tend to not be able to keep their all the role players. Pardon me, I had to take a drink. But they tend to not be able to keep their role players because at this point, especially if you win a championship, we'll get down to Mitchell Robinson in a second. players in championship caliber rosters, they tend to want to go get the money for some reason. I don't know why. Me personally, if I'm someone in Detroit, I say, okay, we made it to the playoffs, made it to the second round. We just disappointed. That was our fault. I want to run it back. Money aside, I want to run it back, especially Detroit, where you have a roster that can clearly contend. Well, at least you did until all these other trades happened. But to my knowledge, Detroit hasn't really done anything of note. I'll scroll down to remind myself. But Tobias, 2 year, $31 million to the San Antonio Spurs. This definitely helps San Antonio Spurs. So now instead of first to get you a vet in the locker room, a better vet than Harrison Barnes. Even though Harrison Barnes and Tobias Harris is essentially the same person, essentially the same player, shot making and floor spacing, same player. Tobias is just the better version. So if you want him to come off the bench, you can. If you want him to start, you can. The Lakers, I'm gonna scroll down because I don't. Well, can I just pause it? Yeah, I'll just pause it. 4 top free agents in a span of 30 minutes. I will, and let me see if I can, and I'll come back over here. Let's see if this. Okay, did load. Log in. I'm not worried about logging in right now. If I can find myself perfect, because I literally reposted this.
Look at this fucking squad. We got the fucking Frat 5, the Suburban Super Team, the Costco Cartel, the Dairy Dynasty, the Mayo Mob, the Caucasian Connection, the Beige Brigade, the Cream Team, the Brunch Bunch, the Casserole Collective, Live Laugh Lakers. Look at this.
This is a legit option for our starting 5. I personally would start Colin Sexton and just have Giannis play the 3, but then again that would be kind of small. I also wouldn't start Dalton Knecht. Not yet. But this is a possible lineup, and some people are upset about it. I believe Stephen A. Smith was highly stereotypical and racist about it. I know you can't be racist against white people. I know that. But that's Stephen A. Smith. He plays by a whole different set of rules. Weirdo. For real, for real. But yeah, headline by Walker Kessler, which I know that the whole joke is we never had a center, and then last year we had DeAndre Ayton, but even still, we never had a center. We haven't had a good center since we had over the hill Dwight and JaVale McGee, and then they tried to make Anthony Davis a center, which it's been known for since he got into the league. He's not a center. I don't know why people keep trying to make him one. He's not. But we finally got a center. We signed him, Colin Sexton, and some others, which I'll go down to in a second. Kelly Oubre, 2-year deal with the Pacers. Okay. Guard Elijah Moore agreed to 2-year $48 million to return to Toronto. Okay. DeAnthony Melton signed 2-year to return to Golden State. Speaking of Golden State, I mean, we know what's probably going to happen in Golden State. Speaking of Anthony Davis, and the reason why the Lakers did all this because LeBron's not coming. Lakers did all this because LeBron's not coming back. Oh, this one. So cool. Bench dip possibly. Here's a Colin Sexton, 2 years, $19 million. Which is good because we lost Marcus Smart. I'm pretty sure we'll scroll a few scrolls down. We'll get to that one, but we replaced Marcus Smart with Colin Sexton. I'm okay with that. We got Quentin Grimes. That was the other one. 3 of the 4, I believe. 4 years, $60 million. That's a 4 years, 60. Okay, it's a lot. You better be able to make some shots, Quentin. We share the same name. You better. But I know he's cool. He's cool. He's cool. So that's good. That's a good one. I'm Sandro. I'm not gonna. I don't want to butcher your last name out of respect for you. If I ever meet you in person, I would ask you how to pronounce your name, and I would try my best. But trying to read it, oof. 4 years, 52 million. We lost LeBron to start throwing money around. But another power forward, which adds on to let's see what now our roster is. Where is the search bar over here? There it is. What is our roster looking like right now? Luka, Austin Reeves, Jake, Jared Vanderbilt. That's also where I'll start. I'll start Jared Vanderbilt, like 100%. Which is also why I said I will be fine with starting Colin Sexton at point guard. Jake can come off the bench because Jared's gonna guard whoever Luka doesn't want to, and Luka is big enough to. Luka at 6. Luka's big enough to at least stay in front of a power forward who wants to try and bully him. So that's just not gonna happen. And now we got Walker Kessler backing him up. But Jake, I don't know about starting you, Jake. Hey, no, I'm not doing that. Bronny's also still on this roster for some reason. I say some reason, mainly because I thought he was gonna leave with his daddy. But hey, Bronny, I hope you can make a jump. Because let's say Bronny makes the jump. Let's say he does. Now he's a key bench player instead of some of these people. Like, who is Cameron Carr? You just got picked. You can be a viable role player, and we not have to start DeAndre Ayton at all. I would prefer we trade DeAndre Ayton because, good lord, get off my team. We got Drew Timmy over here. There's no way you're. There's no way you're telling me he can't get more minutes over DeAndre Ayton. There's the Walker Kessler. Oh, this is a trade. What did we trade from actually? You guys unprotected. Unprotected first round pick in 2031. Again, why are we trading? Why are teams accepting trades for like literal? This is a 2033. This one might actually be an 8th grader. This one might actually be someone who has not played basketball once yet. And first round swaps in 2028, 2030. That's fine. Kessler will also sign massive 4-year 1/3. Again, we traded. LeBron said he's not coming back, and we just started throwing money away. Not throwing away. We got Walker Kessler. Good landing. Good spot for him. We still have to pay Luka at some point. Austin Reeves, I forgot what his contract is. Here's one. Mitch Robinson, 3 years, 47.4 million, signed with Boston Celtics with a player option. Now, Mitch Robinson got his ship and now wanted the bag. That's fair. He got his ship. He knows he's not going to be in greatest of all time talks, so he said, "Let me go get my money up." But this all happened before the Jaylen Brown trade, so I'm assuming he went there hoping, oh yeah, I ran it back with New York. I got ship in New York. Now I'm going to go to Boston and try and run it back in Boston. And now he's playing with Paul George. So that means you might essentially it may be a funny scene where you have two unplayable players on the floor in the playoffs with Mitch Robinson with them just fouling him essentially on offense. And if you're not fouling him on offense to get him to the free throw line, you're saying, "Oh yeah, Paul George, take all the playoff shots you want. Have fun with that." Javon Carter, 1 year, 35 cents in Orlando. Cool. Mo Wagner, the other one, Franz is still there, but the older one is going to Brooklyn. Okay, I don't know what that's doing with Brooklyn, or I don't know how that's not moving the Brooklyn needle. Mike Conley 1 year deal to sign with Boston Celtics. I told Pops this was just to get another a veteran in the locker room. That's pretty much it. Cause I don't know if he's ring chasing. Because if he was, he might want to stay in Minnesota. Because Minnesota definitely needs a veteran in that locker room with the two guards they were going to be running out there with. And then Rudy, Nikola Vucevic 1 year deal to return to Orlando. So why do you have him in a Celtics jersey? Ariel, I'm not gonna butcher your last name out of respect for you. To the 76ers. Hmm. Norman Powell. I saw this and I immediately said, "Oh, Miami ain't gonna have." Let me look at. Let's not. Now let's look at Miami. Let's look at because to my knowledge, that was gonna be like Miami's only outside scoring threat. To my knowledge, that's what I thought it was gonna be. Bam, cool. Giannis, cool. Great, even. Ryan, who, respectfully. Trey Dawson, don't even have a don't have a photo for you yet. That's Simeon. Never heard of you before. Myron Gardner. Vladislav, is that how I say your name? Cool. Tim Hardaway Jr. I mean, there's one point, and I'm pretty sure I forget if it was this last playoff run or the one before that. Because again, I'm not a Denver fan. I'm a Lakers fan, as you can hear that from how I talk about the Lakers. But I'm a Jokic fan, so I watched Denver play. And when I tell you there was a stretch of like a month where I promise you I did not see Tim Hardaway Jr. make a basket. Meaning it happened in like garbage time or I just was not paying attention. But there's a time where I did not see him make a basket. And you tell me that's gonna be your outside threat? Kishad Johnson, you're a dunker. I mean, you could be a shooter. I don't know. I don't know ball on you yet. Davion Mitchell gonna be out there running. Got there starting your point as your starting point guard. They got Tim right now. They got Tim Hardaway Jr. starting at shooting guard. And then, wow, yeah, ain't no. Hey, this is gonna be. If you want '90s basketball, you got defense for days. If you want a '90s basketball, they're gonna hold you to 90 points. The problem is they're probably gonna be scoring 80. But anyway, Norman Powell to the Bulls. The Bulls themselves. Let me talk about the Bulls thing. And the Bulls are doing some. I mean, after essentially wasting Zach LaVine and DeRozan, why is Bulls news? Why am I looking at this? The Bulls are just um they, this guy. Norman Powell's not here. Matisse, he's cool. Caleb Wilson, he's gonna be cool. Clax, cool. Shout out Nick Claxton. Was I friends with him? No. Did we go to the same high school together? Yes. And then he got Rob Dillingham, Trey Jones. Patrick Williams is still here. I'm pretty sure I saw something about him recently. I think he resigned or something. I probably see it as I scroll down. But the Bulls could be an interesting team to pay attention to. But that's also if Norman Powell continues um his basic career resurgence because that guy is how old is Norman again? Because Norm's 33. Shut up. Norman's 33. Going into year this is 2015. You're going into year 12. But he gave you 22 last year, 3.5, and 2.5 on 47%. So, hey, shout out Norman Powell. Like I said, career resurgence with this guy. I'm not saying his name. Matisse, interesting young core, and Norman. Bulls could be interesting to watch. I might have to have them as a team that records the games on YouTube TV. John Collins, 3 years, 51 million to Detroit. Okay, that's a you're essentially trying to do the Trey and John Collins, but instead it's Cade and John Collins. Which, hey, all you need to do is not do what Jaren did. Marcus Smart, 2 years, 13 million to the Houston Rockets. I'm not saying we couldn't have gave him 2 years, 13 million, because we probably could have, but that probably would have meant we don't get Quentin Grimes or Colin Sexton. And I would, at this stage in his career, I will take both of them. But this helps the Rockets because the Rockets need a point guard that can stay healthy. Because Fred, don't know what he's gonna do. But also, this is gonna be this backcourt, if Fred's not gonna be healthy, is gonna be the funniest backcourt, because we just talked about how Miami doesn't have shooting, but will lock you up. Same thing here, which is unfortunate, because that means you're putting all of your scoring load, which they still are. They're still putting all their scoring load on 37-year-old Kevin Durant, who's still at 37, still gives you 26. But good lord, do they need some help? And I heard Reed is good, but at the same time, I also heard Reed is not good. So we'll see how that goes next year. Bogdanovich, 1 year deal to also 1 year deal to Rockets. So never mind. Wait, did I miss him over here? Because I knew that happened. Oh, he's way down here. You're telling me he's not? He's gonna get minutes behind Terry Easton? You might want to give him some. Just saying. But also for the minimum, I believe you said. Yeah, just a 1 year deal. I I guess. Dean Wade, 4 years, 4 years, 39. I mean, I know he was starting in Chicago, but I know he was doing them like that. Undrafted straight and broke into a two-way before entering the year. Hey, but hey, shout out Dean Wade. He was a starting member on what could have been a championship team in Cleveland. And I'd probably be a starting member on what should be a championship team in Philly. Zach Collins, 2 years, 17 million extension with Chicago. Cool. Luke Cornett, 2 years, 13 million with the Phoenix Suns. That team is still Devin Booker in them. So whatever. Keon Ellis, 2 years, 18 million with Brooklyn. Cool. Toby Sanders, 4 years, 11 million. Okay. There we go. I knew it had to scroll down a little bit more to get to this one. There's another one we get to talk about. Clippers sending Kawhi Leonard to the Raptors for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 firsts, a pick swap, 2 seconds. This will be great, except the main reason they did this is so either Clippers or Kawhi does not get sued by the FBI, essentially, allegedly, considering what they were doing last year, or what came out last year with him getting that under the table money. So the Clippers said, we're just gonna blow up the whole team, which is cool. Now as for the Raptors, What else the Raptors? You get Kawhi back, even though I say back, but he was really in there for 1 year. But at the same time, that 1 year gave y'all. What am I typing? Why am I trying to type him in? Gave y'all a championship, but that roster was not this roster. I'll tell you that much. Emmanuel Quickly, R.J. Barrett, Kawhi, Scotty Barnes, Jake Yakapodal. Now, low key, high key, similar. Low key, a similar starting lineup to when Kawhi was there, except the main difference is you have a worse version of DeRozan, a worse version of Kyle Lowry at the time, and a worse version of Kawhi, considering you have a better version of Pascal and Scotty Barnes, and Jakopoto versus the Marc Gasol at that time. That's a wash. Why does it say Scotty Barnes is the fifth point guard on this team? But then you look at their bench. They're saying that, mind you, this Raptors team made it to the playoffs last year. What are they gonna do this year with an older Kawhi? Hey, I'll tell you this one, Kawhi. You're coming in here at age what again? How old are you? You're over the hill pretty much, ain't you? 35. Recent 35. Yeah, he gave you 28 last year, but hey, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Give Scotty the ball. I need Kawhi to play the Kevin Durant role. Let the young niggas cook. But when you need a bucket, give it to Kawhi. But let Scotty cook. There's the Tim Hardaway deal. Wait, it's 1 year 6. Oh, but I thought that said 65. I was about to say what? 1 year 6.5. Okay. DeAndre Jordan returned to the Pelicans. Who cares about the Pelicans right now? We're going back to and we're back in the 30s. At this point, none of these are really important. Besides this LeBron one, which, as a Lakers fan, hey LeBron, appreciate your 8 seasons with the Lakers. Surprised he was there for that long. Appreciate your 8 seasons with the Lakers. You got us a championship. Yes, that championship counts. The only reason it doesn't count is because LeBron won it. That's the only reason y'all say it doesn't count. Let's be completely honest. And let's be honest, LeBron didn't even want to be in the bubble. I think LeBron voted to cancel the league entirely too. But y'all made him go to the bubble. Y'all gave LeBron, mind you, LeBron and the Lakers, we were going on a run before COVID hit. So there's a good chance we were gonna win that anyway. All y'all did was, okay, shut the league down for a minute. All y'all did was let LeBron get more healthier and AD more healthier. But also, y'all give that same time to everybody. Blame yourselves, cause I also remember. I remember how we weren't supposed to beat the Rockets. Some people saying we weren't supposed to beat Portland. I remember Portland first round said, "Oh, it's Dame time." Okay, Rockets. Oh, it's Harden and Westbrook. All right. Then Denver. It was I remember back in the day. It was always a comeback. It was down 3-1. We're gonna come back and win. All right. And then we faced Jimmy, and Jimmy gave us hell. This is what I saw with him. Trailblazers signed 3 years to return to Portland. I was thinking Robert Williams, not Patrick Williams. That's what I was thinking of earlier. First thing is 2 years to return to Golden State. That's gonna be if what really happens and AD goes there and LeBron goes there. You can be 2 years, 40 million gonna be coming off the bench for real. Because you have Curry, whoever's at the 2, LeBron at the 3, AD at the 4. Yes, 80s. Well, they're gonna say 80s at the 5 and Draymond's at the 4, but who's really gonna be going against the center is gonna be Draymond. Harrison Barnes, I'll stay with San Antonio. Okay, that's pretty much it for the free agent talk.